welcome to Art with Michelle. Today we're going to be making Frankensteins. So you are going to be able to have a little creative outlook into how you want your Frankenstein to look, but all you're going to need for this art project is construction paper. You're going to need green, black, white, gray, and pink if you wanted to add a bow to your Frankenstein. And you're going to need obviously scissors, glue, preferably a glue stick, but if you just have a glue bottle, that is totally okay, and a black marker. So let's go ahead and get started. On my construction paper, I've already drawn out the shapes just to make this video go a little bit faster, but all the shapes you're going to be able to draw just on your own. So the first piece we're going to have is the green. And this is going to be the head of our Frankenstein. So if you're going to draw this, all you're going to do is do a big upside down rainbow. And so you're going to be able to decide how big, how narrow, how wide you want your Frankenstein's head to be. But I definitely suggest you try and go almost as wide as the paper. And then you're just going to do that straight line across. So go ahead and draw out those shapes. I'm going to start cutting out mine. Remember, at any point during this video, you are more than welcome to pause it, fast forward, rewind it. That is the beauty of this art project online, is that you don't have to feel rushed. You can go at your own pace. Alright, so I have the basic shape of my Frankenstein's head set out. Now I want to work on his hair. So I have a piece of black construction paper, and what I'm going to do is I want to know kind of how long I need to make this. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to trace with a white crayon. If you don't have a white crayon, you can use a pencil as well. That'll show up on black. And then I'm gonna, I want it to go about that far down. This is just gonna help me to make sure that my hair is gonna fit the way that I want it to. So now I'm gonna put my zigzags in. So you can make them as wide or narrow as you want. Totally up to you. What I like to do is I like to come up on both of these ends so that I know when I'm getting to here if I need to make them either a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, so that I don't get a little squished one over here. So I have the hair. I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. I love doing this art project with my students because they have so much fun with it, and it allows them to follow along but then have a little bit of creativity of their own towards the end, and I just feel it makes my classroom look so much fun when I get them all hung up. This is probably one of my favorite art projects to do every year. Ever since I found it, I knew I just had to have this in my classroom, and the kids love it. They absolutely love it. Alright, I have my hair cut out. So I'm actually going to put the glue on the side where I see all these white marks because I don't really want the white marks to be showing up on my Frankenstein. I want it to be looking as clean as possible. So I want to make sure I put a decent amount of glue, not too much, but make sure you're getting all of these little zigzags and make sure you're going all the way to the ends so that we don't have our Frankenstein's hair flying away. I'm just going to glue it right up top here. Alright, the next part we're going to do is his eyes. So I already have my eyes marked out, but you can find any circle in your house and just trace around it, or you can freehand it, whichever you prefer, go for it. So once you have those eyes drawn out, you're going to go ahead and cut them. For my little ones that are following along, make sure we go nice and slow around the eyes. We want to make sure that we have two good sized eyes and not two small ones. Circles are hard. They take a little bit of time, so we want to make sure we're not rushing through it. And my older friends too, don't rush. We want to make sure that these eyes are looking good. Alright, once again, I'm going to be putting glue on the side with the black marking on it, just because I really prefer my art to have a really clean, finished look. If you want to have the black showing of yours, that's perfectly okay. So we're going to glue, decent amount of glue again, making sure we're getting all the way to the edges. Try and go a little bit up to the hairline. You can kind of make it as high or as low as what you want it. Remember, this is your art. You can kind of make it however you want. If you want his eyes a little bit lower, a little bit higher, close together, farther away, it is all up to you. Time to be creative. Speaking of being creative, this is our first chance where we are going to freestyle it. So go ahead and grab a little bit of a black sheet of paper. I used the leftover from my hair that I just did. And now we're going to decide what kind of mouth is our Frankenstein going to have. Do you want to have kind of a shocked face like this one? Or a fun little smile like this one? It's up to you. You can do whatever you want. I always kind of like doing a little bit of a shocked face, so I'm going to give it a I'm going to have a big mouth this time. So once you've drawn out the shape of your mouth, I'm going to cut that little bad boy out. Once you have it cut out, shocked. Alright. Now we're going to add another opportunity for individuality. If you want, you can give your Frankenstein some teeth. If you don't want to, that's perfectly okay. I'm just going to use the leftover that I have right here. And I'm going to give him some teeth. I think I'm going to give him two little buck teeth. Remember, this is your art. You can do whatever you want with it. He's kind of going to have some funky teeth, but he's a Frankenstein. It works. Now I need to add the circles into his eyes. You kind of want to wait for this part a little bit so that we let the glue dry. So once again, however you want those pupils to look. You want big round ones, more circular ones. Now we need to add the bolts onto our Frankenstein. So the bolts pretty much just look like letter T's. We're going to need 2 of them. So I traced mine on gray paper. So once you've made those letter T's, go ahead and cut them out. Alright, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be gluing these on the back side of my Frankenstein like this. So I'm going to flip it over to the part where I don't see my outline. I'm going to put a little bit of glue just down here. I'm going to glue it onto the back side so it looks like it's sticking out from his head. I want to push it down a little bit just to make sure that those little parts stay. Now I'm going to add some stitches onto my Frankenstein. You don't have to if you don't want to. Remember, this is your art. You can do with it what you want. But I'm going to add a couple stitches because he's kind of been through a little bit. So to do that, I just kind of do little lines and then I just kind of cross over. You can do as many or as little as you want. How big, however small, it's up to you. So this is one stopping point if you want for your Frankenstein. If you're happy with it and this is all that you wanted, great, it looks awesome. If you want to add a bow onto it, this is my outline for the bow. I just kind of did a small little part and then kind of gave it big little wings. So if you want to do the bow, go ahead and draw it out. Remember, you don't have to do a bow if you don't want to. This is up to you. If you want to, you can stick your bow up here on the side, here in the middle. If you want to give it a little bow tie, you can give it a little bow tie. Totally up to you. But you have completed your very own Frankenstein. Thanks for watching the video, and I hope everyone has a happy and safe Halloween at home. Thank you for joining us.